Lesson 3.6 is equation of tangent lines. We should recall from algebra that there's what's called point-slope form. It's kind of like we had standard form, we had slope-intercept form, all of linear equations. So to figure out the equation of a line, if we have a point and we have a slope, then we plug it in. So we would go y minus whatever our y value is equals our slope times x minus the x value of the point. We're going to need that for this lesson. It says for this function, so we have a quadratic, find this is not supposed to say slope, we just did that in the last lesson. We're going to take it a step further and actually find the equation of the tangent line. Because remember that in our graph, so actually I graphed it down below, at x equals 10 would be this point 2. We're wanting 2 points to come so close together that I can make a really accurate tangent line, which then I can write an equation of in the form of like y equals mx plus b, because I'm going to know the slope and I'm going to know the point that it goes through. So remember that slope of tangent line is a limit. H comes to 0. It's f of x plus h, because that's your y2, minus f of x, that's your y1. And then it was x plus h minus x, the x's cancel and leaves you just with h. They want at 10. So 10 goes in for x. So now it'll say f of 10 plus h minus f of 10. And I like to go ahead and figure out what f of 10 is. And I just do it on my calculator where I plug it in. It'd be 10 times 10 squared minus 10 times 10 plus 12. Oh my goodness. Did I do it? Or did I do? Nope. Plus 12. 912. Which I can see on this graph down here that it's above 900. So that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to have all of that over h. And then I'm going to replace 10 plus h every time I see an x. So it'll go 10 times 10 plus h squared minus 10 times 10 plus h plus 12 minus my 912. All over h. FOIL this, that would be 10 squared is 100. 10 times h, 10h double would be 20h plus h squared. Minus, that would get 100 minus 10h plus 12 minus 912. And simplify any way you want. All over h. Distribute your 10. That would be 1,000 plus 200h plus h squared minus 100 minus 10h plus 12 minus 912. Okay, so I've got 1,000 minus 100 plus 12 minus 912. Should cancel out. Again, if it doesn't, you did something wrong. Okay, I've got my h squared I'll put first. And then 200h minus 10h would be 190h. All over h. Again, if you like to factor out an h from the top, since that's your GCF, you can. And then you can clearly see that h divided by h is cancel. So remember, this is a limit. My limit as h goes to 0. So what that allows me to do is just direct substitute. H is 0. 0 plus 190 gives me a slope of 190. Okay, now I'm ready to make my equation. I'm going to actually go over here. So my slope is 190. What's my point? What was my x value? Well, it was at x is 10. And what did I get out when I plugged in 10? That was my f of 10 was 912. So you go y minus your y value, which is 912, equals your slope, which is 190, times x minus your x value, which is 10. You can actually type it in like this. For me, it kind of bothers me, so I would like to distribute, but totally up to you. You can solve for y, you can leave it, you could just do this step of distributing. Any point in time you can stop. So it's just really whatever you want to do. But know that this is getting it into y equals mx plus b. We have 988. So this is acceptable. This was acceptable. Even this was acceptable. But what that's telling me is that this line, if I extended it, would have a y-intercept of negative 988, which makes sense. If I were to keep going with this line, my y-intercept would be way, way, way down here off my graph. So that makes sense, and I already found the slope to be 190. So all of these pieces should connect. Hopefully it makes sense.